So today, I know we're going to start with African American history, but we need to start with slavery because that's really where things began. And it started on the continent of Africa. So we're going to begin to look at slavery, but we're going to look at it from a very different viewpoint. Now, I want you to understand that before we begin this conversation, that people are evil. And that sounds very strange coming from me because you're thinking, well, Mr. Antonio, you're a nice guy, so why would you say people are bad? Because human beings have done some very, very mean things to other human beings. Whenever we look at history, we see some very good people and we see some very bad people. I want you to know that before we begin to talk about slavery. Now, slavery is a huge part of the African American journey in the United States. So we need to understand it, but not from the viewpoint of slavery in the United States. We need to understand where slaves came from, and as you know, they came from Africa. And, okay, Ari, you have a question? Let me hear it.
Oh no, here we go again. White people are gonna be the bad guys. Black people are gonna be the good people. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, hold on. You just said that when we learn about history, we learn about good people and bad people, right? Oh, so maybe I need to keep my mouth shut and just learn. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Antonio.
No, Ari, it's okay to ask questions, and just to let you know, it's all right. So, Ari, you can ask questions, and you're right. We're going to learn about some good people and some bad people. But let's look at how slaves actually got here from Africa to the United States. Now, most people think that white Europeans walked into the jungle and just snatched Africans and they just brought them here to the United States. Well, that's not the way things took place. Actually, what Europeans have done, and they have been going to Africa for centuries, well before any slaves came to the United States, Europeans have been going to Africa in ships and they were trading with them. Now you're saying, what does that mean to trade? That means that Europeans would bring certain goods. It could be guns, it could be a lot of different things, and they would trade their goods for other things. So that's what they would do. And in the case of slavery, they would trade their goods for people.
Wait, Mr. Antonio, I'm from Nigeria, and I can tell you that, when we learned about slavery, we learned that white people would sneak up like this, and they would just grab you and run. You're saying that didn't happen? Oh, come on. What do you think happened? And tell the truth.
Okay, I'm going to tell the truth. Now, what happened was white people from Europe took advantage of the trade in Africa. Now, whites have been trading or buying slaves in Africa several centuries before they came to the United States. In Rome, there were slaves and they were bought from Africa. Now, the way it worked was other Africans would sell Africans to Europeans. So Africans would sell each other to Europeans. Now, they wouldn't just take anybody. They had to be a person that was young and a person that was strong, but most slaves in Africa did not, okay, come to the United States. And that's something that you should know.
Mr. Antonio, wait. I have a question, and it's Calvin. Look, we know that slaves came to Africa, and you're saying that they weren't snatched up, okay? And you're saying that most slaves in Africa did not come to the United States. Then what did they do?
That's a good question. You're familiar with something called chattel slavery, where someone would buy slaves and then they would bring them to the United States. But there were other forms of slave. You could become a slave and you could be forced to fight in the military. Um, but the most common type of slavery in Africa was domestic slaves. And many slave relationships in Africa revolved around domestic slavery, where slaves worked primarily in the house of the master, but retained some freedoms. Domestic slaves could be considered part of the master's household and would not be sold to others without extreme cause. Slaves could own their own profits from their labors, whether land or in products like goods or like things like that, and could marry and pass the land to their children in many cases. So most slaves were domestics and they worked around the house. So that's, oh, I'm sorry. School's ended. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And remember your homework, okay? So we're going to be talking about domestic servants tomorrow. And remember, domestic servants worked around the house.
Ah, I have an idea. I know what to do. Yeah, it's a real good idea. That whole slavery thing gave me an idea. Yeah, I'm gonna meet somebody here at the basketball court. Yeah, wait till you find out what I'm going to do.
Okay. I'm Greg, and I'm a monster. You wanted to ask me something, Adela Ray. I know you do. So why don't you ask me what it is that you want? Okay, and I'll see what I can do for you.
Well, I learned something in school today. I need someone that can help me clean around my house for free. Yeah. So, you have somebody like that, Greg?
Yeah, I do. I have this cat, and the cat's a pretty good cat, and this cat can clean everything. Cats keep themselves clean, so I figure that this cat would probably keep your room clean too. So, there's the cat right there. You think you can help him keep his room clean? Okay, the kitty cat will help you. See you around. Oh, that'll be $5. So, yeah, thank you.
Oh, wow! Just think how smart I am! I have a domestic servant that's going to help me keep. What I mean, help? That domestic servant is going to keep my room clean. Now, I'll go see my room and find out just how clean it is. I learned something in school today about slavery, so I got a cat. What do you think? You think it's a good idea? I do. Let's see. Hey, look what the cat did! My room is destroyed! I can't believe it! That cat really messed up everything! I'm in trouble! Hey, Wait a minute. Wait, let me look around. What's this? It's a note. What does it say? It's from the cat. I'm not a servant. What? That cat? I can't believe it. I learned about slavery. And look what happened to me. I'm ruined. And I'm in trouble. It's thanks to you guys. Whoa. I gotta get a better idea. See you later.